The opportunities out there.
Give him a gain of 7 on the play, and now Najee Harris breaks one into New Orleans territory and breaks a tackle to get some more. Down to the 21-yard line. And Najee Harris a little bit shaken up after he barreled over PJ.
Huddle up, Steelers Nation. It's Tank and Mike for Steelers Chalk Talk. All right, rookie quarterback. You were a rookie quarterback in the NFL. Simple yes or no question. Sometimes the offensive coordinator dumbs down and goes to basics with an offense for a rookie quarterback. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Guess what? All you are going, wow, what a great offense this was this week. We hit Freiermuth across the middle. Najee, Jalen, banging it up the middle. Wow, this doesn't look like anything like the offense from the first several weeks. I have a theory. Stumbling ass backwards did Matt Canada go this week, thinking, wow, look, if I simplify my offense and go back to basics instead of jet sweep, motion, I'll just, why don't I hand off the ball? Why don't I hit the tight end down the middle? I'm just baffled. This is the offense that should have been being run since week 1, throwing the ball downfield.
Well, I can actually do it better than that. I think you can agree that we've been saying this should be the offense that he should have been since he's taken over.
Yeah.
Since last season, week 1. Tight end, 7 targets, Freiermuth. He's got to have those targets. 7 targets this past game, 30 passes attempts on the week, 43 rush attempts. That's where it needs to be. 20 goes to Najee, and then you can split the rest amongst all the other guys.
And that's exactly what happened. What do they call it?
Shorten the game.
Shortening the game.
Run the football. It's a perfect example. You look what happened last night. Undefeated Eagles. I called it a trap game against a divisional opponent who's not really that good with a backup quarterback, but they went out and ran the ball, controlled the time of possession, and hit some key passes on third downs. That's what the Steelers need to do. They have a young rookie quarterback who is probably better and more talented than the Washington Commanders quarterback from last night. But you have a big-time running back. You have a great defense.
You have 2 big-time running backs now.
And you do. But, you know, you got your cowbell with Najee Harris, and then you can bring in your change of pace with Warren. What you need to do, he's got to get his 20 touches a game, though. Harris has to touch the football, hit it up in there. And then, again, the play-action pass and get the ball to the tight end. And the other piece I really love is, since preseason, is you got to get this guy on the field more, Pickens, George Pickens. That guy is a legit receiver that is going to be in this league for
Rookie
a long time.
of the year!
And the problem, here's the thing. He is a Pittsburgh Steelers receiver. He needed to be playing when Hines Ward was playing. And that's what they've been looking for, and they finally found it in George Pickens. Get rid of Claypool. Finally, get the TikTok out of here. Get the distractions out of here. Now you've got Pickens. You got Deontay Johnson, who's like your little speed guy. But then you got to feed Freiermuth and feed Najee Harris.
Again, I don't know how in the hell. I think they just simplified the offense and fell into what the game plan should have been all season. Let's start with your running backs. Not only do you have Najee coming off the great season he did last year behind a horrible offensive line, he's been playing hurt all season. Coach Tomlin admitted that last week. Mike, a 1-2 punch like this. I mean, Derrick Henry down in Tennessee's a big man, but so's Najee Harris. You get Najee pounding on those linemen, pounding on that one run to the left. He just willed his way to a 22-yard run.
Well, exactly.
Then you bang it to Jalen, who's
you give it to Jalen Warren, and he's a little bit of a shorter guy. He's tough to find behind those big offensive linemen in the line of scrimmage. It's tough for the defense, but like you said, Najee Harris is kind of like Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry, they have a change of pace back as well in Tennessee. You need that because otherwise he'll end up injured every season.
All right, big time out here. Switching to your offensive line real quick. One thing that was notable to me, Mike, this week, the run blocking was improved remarkably. They got on their blocks, they stayed on their blocks, they moved their feet forward, they moved the line. Now, that Saints line in that front is probably about the best thing they got going there. I think that's what opened up the holes.
Well, they stayed consistent and true to the run. They didn't give up on it right away. They stuck to the game plan and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. And the other thing was take the pressure off of Kenny Pickett. Don't put the ball in his hands so often, and no turnovers.
So no doubt you've got a combination 1-2 punch with Najee, with Warren, going downfield this week. Problem, and I called it, 6 brutal hits, sacks on Kenny. They did great on that offensive line, run blocking, Mike, getting it on. But we talked about it last week ad nauseum with the old Coach Tank blocking lessons. When you look at the tape, and there it is up on the screen for you right now, consistently on pass blocking, the offensive line is stepping forward, and guess what the old Saints did? Swim. They had swim class. Mark Spitz, you remember him from 1976 Olympics?
No.
Must have been down there going, just swim over him, man.
No, 6 sacks, that definitely falls on the O-line, but again, that will fall on a young rookie quarterback as well. He's got to learn to not take those sacks, get rid of the football.
Or run like he did this week, take off a running.
And he does, but he still took 6 sacks. And so that means when you do take off and run or it gets outside the tackle box, you like, hey, what Coach Tomlin, what they talked about on the broadcast with Coach Tomlin telling Najee Harris, not every play needs to be a home run. Well, not every play needs to be a home run for Kenny Pickett either. Once he gets out of the tackle box, sometimes you just throw it away, live for another down, play the field position game, rely on that defense. You got TJ Watt back now. Eventually you're going to get Fitzpatrick back after he has the appendectomy, probably about another 2 or 3 weeks before he comes back. But the defense will be there. They're playing strong. You rely on that run game. You shorten the game, and you try to take the football out of your young quarterback's hand, and make sure he has no turnovers. That was the key. His highest quarterback rating this week, 79.7, 80 QBR. And, people will say, well, no, he did it higher against Tampa, but he didn't finish the game against Tampa. That was a start. In his passes against Tampa, the average was 3-point-some yards per pass. He was up around 6-something this week. So he's getting some yards on his passes per attempt. He's being efficient. He was 60%. He took care of the football. Now he just needs to be a little smarter. Yeah, you're going to maybe get 1 or 2 of those sacks, but sometimes you got to just get rid of the football and not get that number from 1 or 2 up to 6.
All right, so much needed victory psychologically. I don't know how it helps them in the standings at all. You're still in the cellar of this AFC North. But a psychological advancement, certainly a step forward with the progression of your young quarterback. Matt Canada got his head out of his third point of contact and called a good game for once. Mike,
but the Saints helped them as well. Now, the Saints, they couldn't get the run game going, and they abandoned it, and it really hurt them offensively because now Andy Dalton was forced, and he turned the ball over a few times.
Didn't he look like a Viking with that red beard and that? He just looked like he needed an axe or something.
Well, anyways, the Saints should have stuck with their run game as well, but they got away from it, and it benefited the Steelers.
All right, the Cincinnati Kitty Cats are coming to town this week, Mike. Removed from the Super Bowl, they're having an off season. You go back to the doink victory with the ball just barely doinking in there.
Yeah.
Do the Steelers beat the Bengals this week at home? I don't think they do.
I don't think so. Just based off of the fact that they snuck a win out in the that first week of the season because they had a long snapping issue and the kicker missed a chip shot and the timing was off. So, and since then, you have seen the Cincinnati Bengals do a little bit of a turnaround. They've had some ups and downs. They kind of a bad start. They've kind of turned it around and had a few shaky games here and there. But I bet you they come in well-oiled, prepared, and it could get ugly.
All right,
the key is the Steelers need to keep the run game going, shorten the game the way the Commanders did last night against the Eagles, run the football. Keep that offense on the field, convert some key third downs, and hopefully not let Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, or and if Jamar Chase is back, I'm not sure if he is, but don't let them get loose.
And that really good quarterback, what's his name, Burrows? Yeah. All right, we'll pick it up here next week on Steelers Chalk Talk and see how they do against the Kitty Cats. All right, I'm gonna go over